6:48 right now, time for the morning rush. Alamogordo police officer Anthony Ferguson, who was shot during a chase on Saturday, has died. Alamogordo police say that the incident began around 2:30 on Saturday morning. That was after a chase ensued after an officer tried pulling over Dominic De La O for driving with no headlights or taillights. It's also when they say that De La O pulled out a sawed-off shotgun and shot Officer Anthony Ferguson in the face. De La O was struck in the leg and then taken into custody shortly after. Officer Ferguson passed away late last night. A man who was already in jail for murder has been charged with killing his uncle and his uncle's wife as well. John Paul Vallejos is accused of killing his uncle Ezequiel Cordova and Virginia Serna in their Barelas home back in 2022. Well, he was already charged, or rather already in jail, charged for a double murder of Daniel Humphrey and his aunt Sonia Tenorio. Detectives, they were able to compare bullet casings from both crimes and determined that the same gun used for both murders. An Albuquerque woman is facing charges in connection to the death of one of her 6-month-old twins. Officers found the infant in one of the motel rooms at the Days Inn near Coors and I-40 and began rendering aid, but the child was later declared dead. Investigators also found evidence of drug use throughout the motel room. The mother of the infant, 30-year-old Gloria Tecillo, is now charged with child abuse and possession of a controlled substance. Erica.
And here's a look at our hourly forecast through your morning commute. Temperatures are in the mid-70s right now. We'll start warming things up more at 8 o'clock. By 9, we'll be in the 80s. By 11, we'll be in the 90s. We'll be over 100 degrees today, so be sure to dress for the heat. And we will be staying mostly sunny until the afternoon.
A local nonprofit is now looking forward to the upcoming school year. This comes after receiving thousands of dollars in funding from Sandia National Labs. The Vamos team received a $10,000 grant from the Sandia Labs Community Involvement Program. The nonprofit serves hundreds of people across the metro, giving students and recent grads with disabilities experience and training through internships. Former New Mexico Congresswoman Xochitl Torres Small is going to be sworn in as the U.S. Deputy Secretary of Agriculture today. President Biden nominated Torres Small to the position after she had been serving as the Undersecretary for Rural Development since 2021. She's going to be sworn in by U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack this afternoon in Washington, D.C. Well, Bernalillo County is set to break ground on renovations to an aquatic center in the North Valley. That's happening today. The Raymond G. Sanchez Center used to have a pool, but it was taken out years ago. Now, upgrades to the center will include an outdoor pool as well as an indoor wellness pool dedicated to therapeutic use. The groundbreaking ceremony for the nearly $7 million project will take place at the center this morning at 10:30. Erica.
All right, to check on the threat index for today, it is moderate because we'll be seeing that extreme heat and a chance for some showers and thunderstorms in eastern and southern New Mexico.
Some Native American youth showed off their artistic skills at the New Mexico History Museum in Santa Fe. Over the weekend, artists ranging from ages 3 to 17 from all over the state, they were able to sell their pottery, woodwork, paintings, and beadwork at the Native American Portal Artisans Summer Youth Show. The next event for that is going to be scheduled the third week in December. That's going to be inside the museum. Well, some pigs are helping an animal sanctuary in Edgewood stay afloat with some art. These snout paintings are done by pigs from Misfits of Oz Farm Sanctuary to help them pay the bills. The paintings go for about $30 and they come with a photo of the artist as well as information on the sanctuary. The Alabama woman who vanished after reporting a toddler walking alone on the highway is now back home. Police say 25-year-old Carly Russell returned to her home on foot. That was on Saturday night after she had gone missing on Thursday night when she called 911 to report seeing a child alone on the side of the highway. Russell's car and some of her belongings were found at the scene, but no sign of her or a child. Erica.
On traffic, there are no major accidents or slowdowns to report, and trekkers heading west on I-40 towards Rio Grande. Roads are looking empty in that area.
Well, some dogs in Florida have a new place to get a sweet treat. This all started when owner Allison Staz wanted a fun birthday cake with natural ingredients for her dog, but had trouble finding one. So she decided to create what became her first dog-friendly masterpiece in 2020, and then soon after started taking online orders. She has now opened Sweet Dog Tampa Bakery. That's to serve customers and pups.
Time for the 5 facts. At number 5, Bernalillo County is set to break ground this morning on renovations to an aquatic center in the North Valley. Upgrades to the Raymond G. Sanchez Center will include an outdoor pool as well as a standalone water slide and an indoor wellness pool dedicated to therapeutic use. The nearly $7 million project is made possible by federal and state funding as well as county GO bonds.
At number 4 this morning, a local nonprofit is looking forward to the upcoming school year. After receiving thousands of dollars in funding from Sandia National Labs, the Vamos team is now being rewarded for their work serving young adults with disabilities and receiving a $10,000 grant from the Sandia National Laboratories Community Involvement Program. The nonprofit serves hundreds of people across the metro, giving students and recent grads with disabilities experience and training through internships.
At number 3, here's a look at statewide temperatures. They're all going to be hot. We'll be climbing into the upper 90s and low 100s, even close to 110s through this afternoon.
At number 2, an Albuquerque man has been charged with murder after being accused of shooting and killing another man in northwest Albuquerque. According to a criminal complaint, Chase Cuffey was hiding in a patio closet at his ex-girlfriend's apartment that was near Coors and Paseo del Norte, and that's when she and 2 of her friends went to have drinks outside. Now, Cuffey is accused of threatening the group and then shooting one of her male friends when he ran. Cuffey's ex-girlfriend said that he had been stalking her and that a protection order had been recently expired. Cuffey has been charged with murder and 3 counts of aggravated assault. And at number 1 this morning, breaking news overnight. Alamogordo police officer Anthony Ferguson, who was shot during a chase on Saturday, has died. Alamogordo police say that the incident began when an officer tried pulling over Dominic De La O. Now, during a foot chase, Alamogordo police say that De La O pulled out a sawed-off shotgun and then fired at Officer Ferguson. A different officer was able to return fire, hitting De La O in the leg. He was later arrested. Officer Ferguson was an 11-year veteran of the Alamogordo Police Department, serving in the patrol division as a field training officer. Alamogordo police say that he is survived by his mother, father, 4 brothers, as well as a daughter and a son.